Hey, this your girl, Miss Shawn. Thank you for tuning in to the 12 o'clock Real Talk session. Well, I have a question. I wonder if I'm jumping to conclusions or, should I just calm down? I have a friend. We not BFFs or anything, but we're friends. We hang out and we talk, all the time. She comes and do my hair for me. If I need my daughter's hair done, she does my daughter's hair. We're just cool. Anyway, so there's a guy who was sending me messages on Facebook and Messenger. And I didn't respond to his messages, but he just continued to send me messages. So I decided to open up the message, and you have to, accept their request to send you a message. So I opened up the message and I asked him, read his messages, and I said, he said somebody told him about me and was talking highly about me, and, he wanted to get to know me. So I asked him who was it who was talking to him, who was telling him about me. And he just was like, oh, one of your friends, she really, really likes you, blah, blah, blah. And she told me, we was having a conversation and your name came up and she was talking about you. So I wanted to get to know you. So I didn't request his friend request, but I was kind of messaging him, seeing, why are they even talking about me? So I go on his friend page and to see who he's friends with that I know. Well, it's the girl who I'm friends with and somebody else who really don't know me that well, but we do know each other. So he finally, he kept on not telling me who the person was. So I text her and I sent her a screenshot of the messages the guy was sending me. And I said, do you know this guy? And she said, yeah, oh, he's cool. Me and him are real good friends. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, she told me who she was. And then he messaged me and said her name. And he just kept on talking. So I asked him how old he was. He said that he's 29 years old. Well, I'm 40 years old. So I didn't, I was still wondering why she's giving my information to this guy for him to look me up or be friends or whatever. And he was like, I'm just looking for people to be friends with. I just moved he said he lives in Florida. I just moved to Florida and I just want to make friends, that's it. So I'm not thinking nothing about anything. So I'm continuing to ask questions like, what made you leave from this part of town? How long have you been there? Who are you living with? And, he asked me what kind of work I do. So I told him, and I asked him what kind of work he do. And he said that he's in between jobs. And I was like, okay, well, if you're in between jobs, who do you live with? Then he told me that he lives with his sister. And I was like, okay. And then, I'm just asking him questions because I'm still trying to wonder why this girl gave my information to him. Luckily, she didn't give my phone number because I would have been real pissed, if she did. Anyway, so, he was like, I'm kind of shy about telling my information. I don't want to lose you as a friend and blah, blah, blah. And I'm in the back of my head like, we're not even technically friends. We're just sending messages. That doesn't equal us being friends. I'm just saying this to myself. So anyway, as the text is going back and forth between each other, he tells me that he really don't want to tell me, but he want to be honest. That he just got out of prison. He just been out like a month. And that he's 27. He doesn't have no job. That he was in prison for like 7 years. So I'm like, what was you in prison for? And he said that, it was a drug conviction and things like that. And I'm still in the back of my head wondering why. First of all, he's not my age. He's way younger than me. And why would you be talking to me talking to a guy about me that just got out of prison. So I don't say anything. I'm kind of like chit-chatting with him, and then, just like, oh, I gotta go, whatever. And then early in the morning, the next morning, he, good morning, how are you, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm kind of busy today, so I can't talk. So the next couple of days, he's still messaging me. And my friend, she came over the other day, and, I didn't want to just come out and be pissed at her, because I want to know, maybe she just want him to meet people, somebody to talk to, since he just got out of prison. So I was like, I'm not trying to, jump to conclusions or anything. So she brings it up, and I'm glad that she did. But she was like, so, you've been, I know you're wondering about this guy who messaged you on Facebook. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, oh, he just wanted some friends and blah, blah, blah. And I thought that you would be, you guys would be good friends. And I'm like, why would you think I would be a good friend to him? I'm much older than him. We're not in the same state. Like, why are you telling him about me, of all people? And she was like, oh, I just was telling him about you so you guys can talk. And I'm like, but I'm 40. He's 29. And she was like, oh, I keep on forgetting that you're 40 because when I look at you, you seem much younger. And I'm like, okay, but still, this guy just got out of prison. I have kids, that I'm working really hard to take care of myself and my kids. Why would I want to talk to somebody who just got out of prison? What was your aim? And she's like, oh, no, it wasn't all like that. He wanted to meet some friends, but you trying to hook us up. So why would you want me to hook up with somebody who just got out of prison? And, why? And she was like, oh, it wasn't like that. But I'm kind of offended that she's talking to him about me in the first place because we have nothing in common. He's 29 years old. I'm 40. I'm much older than him. And, I have my life established, got stuff going on. Why would you want to introduce him to me? Did you want to introduce him to me because he needs a place to stay or, what? And, of course, me, that's not going to happen. So I kind of left the conversation. I didn't continue it with her because I was kind of, peed off that she would be talking to him about me, a guy who just got out of prison. If one of my friends got out of prison, I would tell him, of course, he would want a girlfriend and whatever. I would tell him he needs to get himself together first. Go and get you a job. Go and get your place to stay. Get yourself together. You just got out of prison. You don't need to be worrying about getting in a relationship. You don't need to be worrying about getting no girlfriend. You just need to be focused on getting yourself together. Now, that's what I would do. I definitely wouldn't hook him up with no friends that I know, especially if they're friends that's trying to have something going on for themselves and they life is established. I wouldn't, I would tell her first, hey, I know this guy. He did just get out of prison, but he's a really, really good guy. I would come to her first and let her make the decision whether she want to talk to the person. I definitely wouldn't just give the information. Oh, go hit her up on Facebook and start talking to her. I definitely wouldn't do that because I just think that's rude. But you guys let me know what you think. Am I overreacting about this, or do I really need to be upset and mad with her and continuing to have this conversation on why she gave my information to this guy in the first place? Just let me know what you think. Visit our Facebook page at RP Entertainment Radio and just let me know what you think, if I should be mad at her and approach this conversation again, or if I should just leave it alone because I'm overreacting. She was trying to do something nice and, I'm just going overboard. Let me know. Or you can call us on Uvu at RPNTRADIO. Or you can tweet us at RPNTREQSTLINE. And as always, remember to show your girls some love each day at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time for the Real Talk session. Until next time, hugs and kisses.